YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the woes of the 20s. Yes, the roaring, unmerciful 20s. I just cannot figure it out. If you ask me, the 20s feel like teenagehood part 2, except you can drink. I don't know. I just feel like 4 in 20s. I'm only 24 at the moment. I'll be 25 next month, but honestly, me being 24 is technically 4 years old in adult years. I'm literally a 4-year-old kid, bro. What am I doing? Where am I going? And who do I call to make this goddamn doctor's appointment? Ma, call them for me. Call them for me right now. It's so much trial and error, so much starting over, so much building, so much of it crashing down, so much of not knowing and realizing, discovering. It's so many revelations that honestly you could lose your mind. Then on top of that, nobody tells you about the second puberty you go through when you enter adulthood. The first round of puberty is only really highlighted and talked about because you're going from a kid to, a minor that can reproduce, basically. And although that is a very important subject that needs to be highlighted and the difference needs to be made, I just feel like nobody talks about that second wave of puberty, and that second wave be kicking my ass. I'm sorry. It's been kicking my ass. I'm just being honest. In terms of financial literacy, money management, mental health, emotional health, just trying to juggle multiple things at one time, and it's even harder if you lack a certain amount of guidance or if you just don't have it at all. Like, it's extremely hard. But even as a young adult that does have guidance and help, you could still experience like turmoil and trials and tribulations, because that's just life. Like, nobody's gonna have it 100% easy peasy. Like, you might have it together in one area of your life, and then the other area is just BS, back to back to back. So, I mean, nobody's perfect. I feel like people should talk a lot more about how your mental and emotional state changes. The knowledge that comes with expansion can make you spiral a little bit. Like, even if that's through experience. For example, like, just going through things. Knowing what you know now, instead of getting to blame all of your unknowing on naivety and just being young, it makes you be like, wow, I'm traumatized. This world cannot be real. How is this allowed? Like, can I sue for emotional and mental distress? Can I sue for existing against my will? Because I didn't ask to be brought into this world. I didn't ask to be experiencing this BS. I didn't ask to be experiencing adulthood right now. Adulthood is slavery. Adulthood is oppression. Adulthood is mass incarceration. No pun intended. And shout out to the people that actually are like physically incarcerated. That's not a joke. The American prison system is fucked up. And yeah, I just feel like nobody really talks about how like exhausting and draining it is simply to exist. And don't get me wrong, this is not suicidal talk at all. I'm just saying, like, sometimes niggas just don't want to exist, and I feel them on that. Existence at 0 is hard. I just wake up every day sometimes and I be looking around like, bro, how is this real right now? Like, how am I real right now? How are you real? How are they real? How is this world real? Like, where is Earth right now? Nobody knows where Earth is. You can say, oh, Earth is between this planet and the sun and da-da-da-da, but where is Earth? Where actually is Earth? Can you pinpoint where Earth is? What is it called? What is the area called? Nobody can pinpoint. This is not real. We're literally on a floating rock dealing with capitalism on top of our personal lives. This is a setup. Somebody left their game on auto mode and we just doing whatever. Like, please, Sky Daddy, come and get me off this planet because I hate it here. There's this thing called adulthood, and they make you pay bills, and the government takes money out of your checks. People be killing each other down here for no reason, and it's just ghetto. If I were an alien passing by in the galaxy, minding my business, and I saw Earth, and they said that I could stop my spaceship there for a pit stop, I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't stop. I would keep on going. Maybe we can fuel up and get some gas at Mars, but we ain't doing it on Earth because Earth is too damn ghetto. It's too damn trailer park. They got too much going on up in there, and they weird. They just weird. So we gonna get our gas from Mars. And I don't blame y'all. I don't blame y'all. Like, at all. But even though I be stressed out about all of this in my mere existence, at the same time, that's also the same reason not to be stressed out, if that makes sense, because it's not real. Like, the fact of it not being real and you know it's not real, it's stressful. But that's all the more reason to not be stressed out about it, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that don't sound fake woke or fake deep, because I'm really not trying to be either of those. I'm literally trying to make a point. The 20s are something. They have been something. It feels so long. It feels so long. But it's been a long time coming. And don't get me started on intimacy and romance. Oh my God. I understand that, any dating pool would have shit in it at any age that you are. But when you're young, it's just like people just abuse that notion. Everybody just think, oh, we have time. We can play around because we're young. But it's just like, no, man. This is the time that we should be utilizing our youth. Like, we should be taking full advantage of it. Not being wild, not being weird, not being crazy, because if you live to see that age, when you get older, that shit is gonna come back to bite you in the ass. Like, all those mind games, all those playing people, being a villain, getting over on people, being a bad person, pretending like you're a good person, that comes back on you when you're an older person, whether it's loneliness, whether it's mental illness, mental and emotional issues, personality disorders. Like, you can't go around mistreating people and think that shit not gonna come back on you. Like, if you're known for playing mind games, I wouldn't be surprised if you ended up with dementia as an elder person, because it's just like, you done played so many games with so many people for so many damn years, your brain's starting to feel like, okay, bitch, well, it's time for me to play a game too. And it's, can you remember this? The fact that having your first child when you're 30 or past 30 is such it's so mind-blowing to people. It's mind-blowing to me. Like, girl, you do know 30 is not old, right? You do know that 40 isn't really that old. I feel like as long as their uterus working, then whatever age somebody decides to have a kid is just simply their choice. Like, I shouldn't be pulling up to the function, the family function, and being around people and being harassed about when I'm gonna have a baby. Like, be calm. Because when Lil JJ crying in the middle of the night for his 14th bottle of the day, are you gonna come over to my house and get him and make him a bottle and feed him so I can get my beauty rest? All right then. I don't want to hear nothing else about you. Period. Then you have the fake friendships. I know you can experience fake friendships at literally any age, but it's just like when you in your 20s, especially your early 20s, it's like you experience the fakest friendships you've ever fucking had, whether you were the fake person or they were the fake person. It's just like, bro, there was no need for that amount of phoniness to take place. That was forced. I cringe when I think back on that, and it'll never happen again. Like, ever again. Why did I put myself through that? Or why did they put me through that? Like, why did you come into my life just to be a weirdo and a hater? Frenemy energy is exhausting. It's weird. It's just not normal. Like, and that be some people who love language, yeah, like frenemy type energy, like a love hate type energy. I cannot do that. That is so cringy. It's so uncomfortable, and it's very see through. It's so extremely phony that you just cannot help but to see it. Like, this is so fake and forced, and it just doesn't feel organic. It don't feel authentic, and I don't want no parts. But you know, like I said, lack of experience, lack of just being naive, not knowing any better. You think that, hey, maybe I can fix this. Maybe we just need to work on it. Maybe we need to get closer or try harder. But honestly, no. If things were meant to work out, it really will flow on its own. Like, it'll be just like water, and it'll just be flowing. You don't have to force nothing. Even when you're lacking experience and wisdom and knowledge, everything that flows is going to do it on its own. You will not really have to do much work, but just be there, exist, insert yourself. Then you have the discovery aspect of it, finding yourself. Even if you get to that point in your 20s at all, because I know a lot of people don't get to that point until later on down the line, but I'm not trying to wait that long, because honestly, who want to spend their whole life being unaware about themselves, not truly knowing who they are, not truly being individualistic? Like, no, it's like you in La La Land or something. Like, how can you be in La La Land that long? I need to know now. I need to discover me now. I need to find out what's going on, who I want to be, what I want to do in my life, and where I want to go, and how I want to feel. I want to know my feelings. I want to know what are my thoughts, and not intrusive thoughts or other people's opinions. I want to know. I just want to be affirmed in myself. I want to build myself and just understand me, you know, because there are things about us that are already there, that has been there since we were born, that we never pay attention to, we never realize, we never harness the potential because we not paying attention to it. We're too busy being of the earth that we look right past what we already have. But I don't want it to take decades and decades and decades for me to figure that out. A part of the second wave of puberty is discovering self. And you could even say there's a third wave of puberty, especially for women, when you're going through menopause. That sounds like a aspect of puberty to me. And I know a lot of people get this sense of self and awakening and true organic self when they're older. You know, that's your wise wisdom years or whatever. But I feel like that 20s puberty is just different. Like, it's different. And it's a lot on your mental and emotional self. It doesn't have to even be anything going on in your life per se, but what just on an individual level, emotionally and mentally, a lot could be going on in your head about yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be about others. It could be about you and how you feel and how you deal with the things that go on inside your body. That's a fight within itself. That is a fight, a war within itself, a tussle. It get ugly. I'm telling you, real ugly. I'm talking fucking Jeffree Star ugly. But on the flip side, I think that's all I have for today. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to touch on. I know I'll be getting in my little rant mood, so I might think of something later. But for now, that'll be all. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you stuck with your girl all the way through. Until next time. Adios, amigos.
I'm off the route again. I should probably go talk to God again. But this Molly got me geeking, got me gone.